Welcome to Adventures Walking as One, where we explore what it really looks like to walk in the same direction on the same path as husband and wife.
We are Mark and Carol Schweiger of Walk as One Ministries, and we believe marriage is the greatest adventure and one worth preparing for.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Are we there yet?
Huh?
Yeah, are we there yet? Moving and marriage.
Moving and marriage. Well,
Yes.
that's it. And we got the right people in the studio with us today
We do.
to talk about moving and marriage.
And before we introduce them, I just want to say that moving can create a lot of stress in a marriage. And especially if you're a newlywed
Yes.
or you're a couple with kids.
Yes.
Huge amount of stress. So with that.
Or you're pregnant, right?
Oh, well, that goes with it.
Yeah, we've done that one
I
too.
think well, except for the last move, we've always been pregnant.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, so welcome back, Fernie, Brianna.
Glad to be back.
These are our Walk as One ministry directors,
Yes.
or at least two of them.
Two of them. Yeah.
And Brianna, you're our daughter, our third daughter.
Yes.
And Fernie, our son-in-law.
Now, so just help us out a little bit. So you're from Texas, right?
Texas.
So Brianna's from Michigan. So how did you guys meet?
We met in Dallas, in the middle. Well, not really the middle, but in Bible college. We both felt led. We prayed and didn't know each other, but ended up together there.
Yeah.
The day we graduated, he proposed.
Yes.
Then what? So we actually got married in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to blend two cultures. Just briefly, it's a Southwest culture and a Midwest culture, to say it simply. So we had to blend those. We have the 4 kids now, a dog, giant dog.
A giant dog. Yes.
Yeah,
But you know what? Ellie's sweet.
she's the best dog.
She is really good.
She thinks she's a human. Yeah, she
Oh,
doesn't
I
know
thought
she's
she
a dog.
was a human.
Yeah.
Just a hairy one.
Yeah.
So that makes 6 kids, right? Four children, a dog, and a husband.
Yeah. That's
boy.
right. That's right.
So as we're talking about moving, you two have moved a lot.
Yeah.
Why did you move so much? I mean, what caused all that?
Well, I think just like we ended up in Dallas together, we prayerfully consider our next step in life, and what so happens to be that now that we're married, we do the same thing, and then we feel led to move to different places for different reasons, but nonetheless through prayer.
I like that it's through prayer, because then you at least have some notion that it's going to work out, not just you. And it's like, yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make it easier per se. It just, it does give us a foundation. It gives us something to run back to,
There's
remember.
a reassurance because things don't always go the way you think they will, or it's difficult.
Right.
And so if you know God said to go here or to do this, then you can say, all right, then it's going to be all right. And I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah. And so,
He usually confirms his word, too. So
Right.
if you're getting confirmations of what you believe you heard,
right.
that definitely is reassuring.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's how we base our moves. It's through prayer, and it helps.
So you were in Dallas for 3 years going to school.
About 3 years or so, 3.5, more or less. Yeah.
And you guys actually started working together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
We worked together for a little while, and then we ended up being asked to move to Colorado with our job. And we had a few other options on the table, and we were not yet married. And so we had a lot of decisions to make. And so when we prayed, we really felt like God was telling us, go there. We had peace. We felt like that was the same thing we were both hearing. And so we ended up moving to Colorado. And 2 months later, we got married. So we had a lot going on.
Yeah. Met some great people there. It was, an adventure in and of itself, going to a city and a state that we really didn't have, or at least at the moment, we didn't think we had family there. So it was different, but it allowed our initial stages of marriage it facilitated, I guess, for us to build our own traditions, our own values, and not necessarily be too much influenced by both sides of the family in that regard.
I would say Colorado is a lot of the core foundation of how we still operate 10 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we established there during the early years of marriage and how we wanted our own little culture to look like outside of our other family cultures. And so that was really important. We thought we would be in Colorado forever. Maybe. We loved it.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
It's amazing.
Gorgeous.
It is.
We enjoyed visiting.
Yeah. And it was cheap.
Man.
It was a cheap flight too. But I enjoyed that. The weirdest part of there is it's like a desert in the mountains, which I would not have expected. That was really strange.
Yeah.
But it was just beautiful, all the rocks and the mountains and goats climbing up the mountains. So
Yeah.
Even the weather was fairly mild. Yes, there's snow, but the skies were so blue. It was just really great.
Yeah, it was striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we were there, though,
Yeah.
I got really sick.
There were a baby.
Oh, yes, I had a baby, and he was 18 months old when I got sick, and I didn't know what was going on. I went to see several doctors multiple times, ended up in emergency rooms. I got to a point where I couldn't even walk.
Right.
And it was really stressful on Fernie because he still had to work, take care of an 18-month-old, and take care of me. I even needed help getting up to go to the bathroom. I could not do anything. We had a couple from our church
Yeah.
that at the time they wanted to come pray for me. And so I guess, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about how that.
Well, yeah. I mean, going back to we always prayerfully consider our decisions. That particular instance, this couple, she approached me and said, "Hey, I haven't seen Bree at church for a while, and I've been praying for her and wondering if we could go visit." And at the time, I was like, "Yeah, give me a chance. I haven't been able to actually clean the house the way I want to. I'm trying, But yeah, just let me know when you're coming over." Long story short, she came, and she had a dream to share with us, and then, a word that she felt she received from God to share with us. But it was interesting because I don't think it was explicit per se. It was just simply, "Hey, this is what I felt led to share with you guys, and this is a dream I had." The interesting thing is when she leaves, we both know what it meant. Like we saw each other and we're like, "We're going to El Paso."
So
Yeah.
months before, I think it was in between being sick and not, we had
So
made
you
a
were
visit.
sick at this time, right?
I
Yeah.
was sick. I was sick for months at this point. And
So then you got to think about, okay, so now I'm supposed to move. You got to think about that
Right.
while you're sick.
well, I didn't want to.
'Cause you like Colorado.
When we visited El Paso, we went to visit the church down there, and I felt like God was telling us to be there, and I didn't tell anyone. And this was several months later. Well, maybe two months later, or even a month. I'm not sure.
You
It felt
didn't
like
even
a
tell
long
your
time.
mother.
I didn't tell my mother. I didn't tell my husband.
Right.
Yeah.
He's from El Paso, and we went to visit family there. And I just did not want to move. So
Yeah.
when we heard this dream, I knew it meant that.
Yeah. Now, again, when we talked about it, I still didn't know that.
Yeah, I still haven't told him that.
No, she just simply gave us the dream, and we're like, "We're moving to El Paso." And then she said, "By the way, a few months ago when we were in El Paso, I felt like the Lord told me to go there." And so we were like, "Okay."
And in the meantime, you're really sick, and I get a phone call from Fernie. Mom, I need you to come and get Bree and Ben and bring them to Michigan.
Right,
Well, I think at the time it was more just, "Hey, can you come help me?"
right.
Well, the first time was come help me, but then the second time was I can't do this. And I was like panic, like, oh my gosh. So 2 mornings later, I was there.
Yeah.
And we got you on your feet well enough to get on a plane and get to Michigan and start getting you back to
So it
health.
was just our son, Ben, and I. Fernie stayed behind.
Right.
It was for an unknown amount of time until I could be healthy enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did our best.
Yeah.
And we
did.
were doing a good job.
You were.
Well, thank you for that help.
And then you came a month after she got there, and what happened?
Well, my bosses were so awesome and allowed me to come over and got me a laptop so I could work from home.
Yes.
And I come here, and then she was still trying to figure out what's going on. So I think there was an MRI that you had to go, but she had doubts. They asked her if she was pregnant or not. And, well, she had to check, and we found out that she was pregnant. So that changed a few things, as far as what we were planning.
Right.
Or, again, adapting. We had to adapt at this point, right? And, so when I came to visit, I find out she's pregnant. And
We had to make a decision at that point. We either move quickly, and at this point I was actually moving around a little bit and walking. And
You mean to go to El Paso, right?
yes, moving to El Paso right away or after the baby's born. And my thought was, I just need to be somewhere where I already have all my doctors. I already have a little bit of life settled before I have this baby. And it's going to be a lot harder to move with a newborn.
Right.
So,
But we also felt stick around in Michigan through your first trimester. Let's
Right.
just get through that
Which
with
was
as much
really
help
rough.
as you could have.
Yeah.
yeah. So once we made that decision, I talked to my bosses, and they took a chance on me. But I basically flew back, and within that week or 2 weeks, had to pack everything we had and drive down to El Paso. And had some great friends and family there that helped me out. I don't think I could not have done it without them. And then a cousin of mine offered to help me drive down, and amazing. I mean, the night before I was headed down, he flew in and helped me clean the rest of the basement that we were staying in, and then we were ready to take off the next day. So
God provided.
God provided overall, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why prayer is important, right?
Right.
You want to make sure you do things according to how he guides you. So
he bought a house remote. Well, I was still remote.
Right.
He bought the house while I was in Michigan and just showed me a video, and I was like, okay.
yeah. And that was, interesting.
That was in 2019.
Right. That's when I felt like I had more time and more energy. So I basically showed her and said, look, I can just remove this carpet, and I can just paint these walls, and I can just, do all these things. And we tried. We did it.
Yeah.
And we were there for about 2.5 years.
It was a cute house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a really cute house.
Yeah.
In-
Awesome
in El
neighbors.
Paso.
It was a great place. But
Yeah.
so now
And-
we're move number 2 at this point.
Right. And then you decided to make a financial move.
Yeah. So this is around 2019. Then COVID hits, and then, the housing market goes crazy, and we figured, hey, we're trying to get to certain financial goals. What better option than, the asset that we have already here, which is our home. Let's make money out of it. And it helped. It helped us get rid of debt. It helped us, plan for the future. And we've figured, all right, let's just find a rental for now so we can save up and then try to upgrade if possible, right?
So now we're moving with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the one that you were holding in Michigan
Right.
came
Yeah.
to life in El Paso.
Yeah, she was born when we were at our first home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were in a rental.
Yeah, which that in itself, again, praying, figuring out what to do. A great friend, long story short, just shows up, and one day when we needed it, and he said, hey, by the way, I have a rental. I'm not sure if you would be interested, but I'd be like, yeah, we're interested. And lo and behold, I mean, it was awesome because we try to decide even on, okay, what's going to be our budget for this,
The exact price we want to pay.
Yeah.
We've done this before.
We
So we
have.
did it in Colorado. We were looking for a place. We had a price, and we prayed. And
Yeah.
then somebody would come up and, hey, we're going to rent this for this price. What?
Yeah.
I don't know why we're surprised, but
Well, I think we're just grateful that God confirms things that way for us, and so that's what happened. We walked into the house. There was peace, which is another deciding factor for us. Okay, is there peace in this? Not just are we excited about it, but is there peace? And yeah, sure enough, there was. So, move number 2 within the city and within the community, because we were there, to be part of that church community. So we were trying to stay there.
And technically, you're now on the New Mexico side.
We moved to New Mexico.
Everything.
So you switch states, but it's like you're right on the border of
Yep.
El
Right.
Paso, but now you're into the Santa Teresa area.
Yeah.
Okay.
To help people understand, we were 7 minutes away driving distance from my parents, and then we went to 7 minutes walking away, or walking to my
We ended up
parents.
in the same neighborhood.
In the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where we were for about a year.
Right.
And then we were like trying to figure out if we should buy a car, because, we wanted something bigger, more spacious.
Yeah.
Well, then it happens. Why purchase a depreciating asset? Let's just go find an asset that will give us something in return. And so we ended up buying a house again around the corner.
And I was pregnant,
And then you were pregnant.
very pregnant. And we decided not to just replace carpets, to tear down walls
Yes.
and rebuild hallways.
Yeah.
And I was very pregnant.
Yeah.
I came down there at some point in that. Maybe when
We took a trip out to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah. We went
during
on
this
a-
time, because
Yes.
I remember, I think you were walking me through the house, and I was like, "Holy jeez, what's going on here? You're
Yeah.
taking out
It
these
was
walls.
a
You're-
massive renovation.
Try to envision this. This won't be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm closing this off and I'm doing, yep. Yeah, it was a big one.
Yeah. So, okay. So you moved to the second house in Santa Teresa.
Yeah.
So go ahead. And that was another financial thing, just to get equity again.
Yeah. At least that was the goal for that
It was in
specific.
the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood.
We wanted to be within the community of why God sent us.
Until Paso.
Where did he send us, and not just do our own thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened, Brianna?
well, I had resisted moving since moving from Colorado. In my heart, obviously. I had made friends, I had connected, I had gotten involved, had kids, and I still wasn't settled with, God, you put me here, I'm going to be okay with it forever.
Okay.
And it kind of surprised me because I've always considered myself as a type of a missionary that's willing to just go anywhere for whatever amount of time, wherever. And I had such a struggle being in the El Paso area. And I remember now we're about 6 years
More or less.
ish into living in El Paso already. And I finally was able to totally surrender and say, okay, God, I am okay, more than okay, satisfied being here forever. Like, this is my home now. And I am so glad you have me here. Total surrender. Well,
2 days later, I'm praying, I'm meditating, and then I feel like Holy Spirit says, it's time to go. And so maybe that's what we were waiting for her to actually be able to surrender. And
Right.
it just gave us the green light.
And go where? I mean, did you have any inclination?
I mean, overall, we've always been in search for what is home. What is
final
home?
destination.
The final destination, per se. And so at that moment, once I spoke with her, we decided, okay, it was Michigan. But for the longest time, we didn't really know what that would look like. And so, at that moment, we decided, okay, it's Michigan. We'll be able to connect with family there. Our kids will be able to grow with their cousins that are around the same age. I mean, last Christmas, it was 21 of us. And that's just the immediate family. So, which is awesome. It's just one of the reasons that we're here, for our kids to grow up with their cousins. I had that experience. She had that experience with her family. And we want it for our kids to have that moment as well.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
you're here now.
We are
So do you have a house yet?
still looking.
Did you know that we actually live with you right now?
One
Oh.
big family.
Yeah, there you
one
go.
big happy family.
Yeah.
Looking for a home
Yeah.
that will suit our family and the goals that we have.
So if you have a house that you're selling,
Yeah.
we need 4 bedrooms, an
There you go.
office,
Oh, yeah.
and space for a lot of kids and a dog, a big dog.
Yeah.
So the next move is to be determined.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you keep connection or oneness when you go through each of these transitions?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer would be communication, right? Staying in communication. One of the ways that we get to communicate a lot is going out on walks or on drives. Since I work from home and she homeschools, a lot of time we're just in the house, and sometimes just a breath of fresh air will kind of help clear things out, clear our minds out, and figure out, okay, where are we? What's really going on? And, how do we move forward? So, going to walks or a drive, we'll put sometimes some songs that are pretty loud and just send it to the back so that the kids can get entertained while we have a conversation. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Philippians 4:6. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. That's been a good grounder for us to stay in unison. We need God's word.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, and sometimes that's hard not to worry, unless there are some folks that are just out there and they just go. But a lot of us worry about where we're supposed to be going. And so what was some of the hardest? So you have all these moves going on. You've got kids, you got babies, you got pregnancies.
Yeah.
What was some of the hardest adjustments that you had to make?
I mean, adapting, it's a constant, shifting environment for us, going from Dallas to Colorado, where, one's more like the city life. The next one is more outdoorsy and, getting used to that. I never imagined I'd be the guy that wakes up at 5 a.m. to go on a hike for my, exercise and having to face deer and whatnot. Like, if you asked me to do that right now, I'm a little scared. But it's just we adapt it to the moments. And but at the same time, the adaptation, the actual, when you're in it, culture again. Some are morning people, some are not morning people. And have to figure out what that looks like, so...
We went to Colorado and had a culture shock for both of us in the way people lived. We went to El Paso. I had a culture shock. It's basically a little Mexico.
It is.
And then his family is different.
Right.
But he's comfortable there. And so I had to adapt, trying to fit in, but also realize, like, wait, this is my person, but wait, So that was hard. And now here we are in Michigan with my family and my culture. And it's just constantly changing for us.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
now
snow.
I have to adapt.
Snow.
And snow, Fernie.
A lot of snow.
Yeah.
Lots of snow,
Oh,
of
yeah.
which the kids are loving it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm not tired of it yet, so...
Even the dog.
Yeah.
I like seeing her at the door, and she's got this snow-filled beard in front of her. She's been out having fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to this one. What is home?
Well,
It's not a house, not for us.
no. We've realized home is not a destination. It's the journey that we're in together. And, it started with just us two, and now it's with our kids and our dog. And that is home. That is our home. Now that's why we're saying, are we there yet? Well, maybe physically we're not somewhere, but we're home. That's what
We're at peace.
That's what we're building day in and day out, our journey.
That's awesome.
And you have to enjoy that, especially you guys, if you've moved so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy all the steps of the process, for
Yeah.
sure.
But you're right. The foundation of all that is having good communication, being flexible, right? Being willing to make those changes.
Yeah.
And you're dragging along a bunch of kids with you, and they're learning the same thing as they watch you model what it's like,
Yeah.
and how to deal with things. That's excellent.
So it looks like that any changes that you go through in your marriage requires communication, or in your guys' case, a lot of walks
Oh, yeah. A lot of them.
or some driving.
Yeah.
But you have to have the communication skills. We should do a podcast on communication skills.
Yeah.
And
maybe
knowing your purpose.
Yes, knowing your purpose for sure. But, maybe there's other couples that are going through this kind of transition or other types of transitions, jobs, changes in general. Were you able to keep your oneness in those transitions? And how did that work for you? Maybe you can share that with us. We'd like to hear.
Yes, so thank you for joining us on today's episode of Adventures Walking as One.
Discover meaningful tips, and simple ways to build a stronger, healthier marriage with Marriage Basics. Please subscribe and share this with a friend. Visit our website at walkasone.net.
Thank you for listening to a WBRW TV produced podcast in Washington Township, Michigan. Our podcast can be found on Spotify, and our video programming can be watched on WBRWTV.com or on our broadcast channels in Washington, Bruce, and Romeo on Comcast and AT&T. If you're interested in using our podcast space or have any ideas of your own for a podcast, reach out to us now at WBRWpodcast@gmail.com. For more information on our organization, our content, or how you can get involved, visit WBRWTV.com. The opinions, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect the views of the Charter Township of Washington, Michigan Community Media, or WBRW TV.